Hello everyone, I'm Rosa Filgueira and welcome to my application for the SSI Fellowship, which is based on using AI to enhance software repositories fairness. A copy of these slides is available through the QR. I am a Chancellor Fellow at EPCC, University of Edinburgh. I specialize in developing intelligent adaptive systems that uncover insights from data and software. Over the last 10 years, I have worked with different domain scientists, like, for example, seismologists, climate scientists, historians, and more, understanding and optimizing their software, developing workflows, knowledge graphs, and web tools that support research and data analysis. I'm deeply involved in the research community, organizing different types of events, which allows me to connect diverse groups of researchers. For example, this year I serve as the track chair of the Data Analytics, Visualization and Storage at Supercomputing. Last year I was the program co-chair for the eScience Conference, and I have been the workshop co-chair for several years, just to give you some examples. So, software repositories are critical for research, but they can be hard to understand, adopt, or compare, and sometimes quite difficult to execute or use if you are not in contact with the author or authors of a given repository. Scientific repositories can be large and complex. They usually contain various components like code, documentation, requirements, tests, and readmes, which makes them complex and difficult to fully analyze. To address these challenges, we need effective multi-level solutions that allow us to easily find, evaluate, and compare repositories. This is essential not only for fostering collaboration and driving innovation, but also for reducing the need to reinvent the wheel. To tackle these challenges, I have developed several tools that I'm going to briefly introduce in a second. These tools use information extraction, code analysis, machine learning, and NLP techniques to analyze software repositories. They focus on improving findability, reusability, and understandability, which are key aspects of the FAIR principles, making software repositories more usable for the research community. Now, let me give you a quick overview of those tools. Inspect4Pi is a static code analysis tool that extracts metadata from software repositories. This helps potential users quickly understand the structure of a repository and how to use it or how to run it. It also makes it easier to determine the repository type, whether it is a library, a package, a web service, or just a collection of scripts. It is designed to make repositories more transparent and easier to understand and therefore to reuse. RepoGraph is a web-based tool that converts automatically repositories as knowledge graphs, making them easier to explore by reusing the information from Inspect4Pi, the previous tool. Users can view a summary of the statistics, can detect possible issues with a repository, run semantic code search queries, as well as other predetermined queries, like, for example, searching repositories requirements. This tool makes use of several deep learning models for running the semantic queries. And that brings me to the final tool I want to introduce, RepoSnippy, which is a semantic web-based search engine that uses Inspect4Pi to calculate repository embeddings at different levels, and it also uses various clustering techniques. RepoSnippy provides multiple layers of repository similarity, improving the findability and discovery of software repositories. Now, through this fellowship, I plan to take my tools to the next level and engage with communities through 4 key and interconnected objectives. Let me start with the first objective. I would like to host a workshop at the eScience Conference in 2025, bringing together machine learning for software engineering, ML4SE, RSEs, and domain scientists. So traditionally, these communities have worked separately. ML4SE traditionally focus on applying AI to improve software, whereas RSEs concentrate on developing software infrastructure and engaging with FAIR principles. And domain scientists work on advancing their fields using research software. So by bringing them together, we can combine expertise on AI, in software engineering, in FAIR principles, and scientific research to enhance software fairness through AI-driven solutions. eScience is the ideal venue for this workshop because it brings together diverse research communities, including RSEs. I will also would like to use part of the fellowship allowance to host the web tools I mentioned earlier on a cloud platform, making them globally accessible. Additionally, I plan to conduct surveys with experts in both machine learning and research software engineering, using the SSI and RSE communities to gather valuable feedback that will help me refine and improve these tools. And finally, I would like to go a step further and create a new tool that assesses and enhances repository fairness. So by combining the metadata from Inspect4Py with the embeddings from RepoSnippy, as well with using various fair metrics, I aim to train a classifier to predict repository fairness score. This tool will generate detailed fairness reports and provide recommendations to improve compliance. And once again, I will assess this tool during the fellowship through surveys targeting previous communities to gather feedback and improve it. The results will be presented at major conferences like RSEConf, eScience, or mining repositories. Thank you very much for listening and for your consideration. Thank you.